Hi there, everyone. I am not dressed appropriately for this tour, I must admit. Nice to see people here. I can see Paula is waving hello. It is super windy. It has actually been a lot cooler than we had intended. Not that I had any intention, but it was meant to be really quite warm these few days up here in Green Bay. It's been sunny, but it's actually, you see the sky around me has gotten a bit heavy and it's been just genuinely windy. So this, I mean, it's literally that windy. But I'm thrilled to have everyone here. I just felt, well, not just me, I'm here visiting my friend Diane. Saw Terry and Jolene yesterday, two of honestly my very favorite people. Just lovely to be here in the state of Wisconsin. And we're getting some of the colors. I need to be here about a week later because some of the colors are just coming out. But I thought I have to do a very specific tour while I'm here because this is indisputably the center of American football culture, right? So hi everyone joining on. And it's really windy, so hopefully you're hearing me okay. I'm here very specifically now. I am not doing, hi everyone, nice to see you. I'm not doing a tour down in the center of Green Bay. Oh, there's our friend Diane. Hey, Emily. Lovely to have everyone joining on. Nice to see you. As long as it sounds good. Okay. Hi, Mary Lou. Well, let me give you a sense of where we are in the world, because there is Lambeau Field. If you know something or anything or nothing about American football, you probably have still heard of the Green Bay Packers. I'm up this little hill here. I'm right over by Titletown because they have the most titles in the NFL. But even though I'm not a big football guy, it is windy, wicked windy. Yeah. I just want to show you, sorry, it's so windy. So I see there's a football field down there. There's the Titletown field. And there's the playground down below. Now, the wind is just moving up. You see the trees are just starting to change. Don't worry, you'll see Diane. I'll meet her down. I ran up the hill here. Trees are just changing a little, well, maybe not late, but it later than I would have expected. But yeah, it's been windy all 3 days and today is just kind of cold. But we felt just if we were gonna do a tour here, we just have to talk about football because I think, Green Bay, Wisconsin, about 100,000 people, the greater metro area, about 300,000 people. Nice. It's the third largest municipal conglomeration in the state of Wisconsin. Wisconsin's about, hey, Sayuri, about the third largest in the state of Wisconsin, but Wisconsin's just shy of 6 million people. Listen, I just have to do a quick shout out for a minute, everyone. Quick shout out because Sayuri is here. Sayuri is my very good friend and brilliant guide down in Bahia, Salvador de Bahia and Brazil, where Finn and I are planning to go down at some point. And Finn is going to take Portuguese classes down there. Also, for those of you who are our close mutual friend, Elizabeth in Peru, we'll have a tour on about a half hour after I finish this little walk out here. So I think we should all make a real effort to make our way to Peru as well. So just keep that in mind. Maybe someone could even post a link for that. But let's come back to this. So 1919, Curly Lambeau, who was both a player and coach, really starts the Green Bay Packers. Now, why is a football team, an American football team, why is that so famous? Well, this is the last community-owned team in the United States. And this quite small, extremely friendly city. Oh, and by the way, we went to the nature preserve this morning where they had rescue animals from all over, not just the state, but the region. So I put up a couple of shorts, some otters I put up on YouTube. There you go. This young fella is packing you down the hill. But the Green Bay Packers start up, and they actually start up a year before the NFL is actually formed. But American football, big debates, its roots probably go back to Montreal. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a crane up in the back. So probably go back to Montreal, but a lot of debate about how American football developed as a derivation of rugby. It's for those of you who don't come from a rugby background or a football background. So often Europeans will say to me they don't understand it. Now remember, I come from a Canadian football background, and Canadian football is a different game. It's 3 downs, not 4. There's Diane down below. So it is a different game, but same sort of origin. But people say, "Oh, I don't understand the rules," and they would only play for 5 minutes of a game. For sure. Sorry, Michelle. I'll answer that question. It's the way I rate American football is imagine two coaches playing chess. That's why it's an amazing game, right? So it's very, very technical. Last year still this year, I was actually in the state of Michigan for the Super Bowl. Green Bay was not in that one, but I was there, and I was staying with my friends, and their son was a very serious player and an excellent player. It was so much fun sitting with people who really know the game and watching it because it's all so technical. So Michelle, who is of course originally in California, they are playing today at 3:25 local time. The Packers are playing the LA Dodgers, but away. So we're going to go to one of the sports bars and sit and watch one of these games. Oh, sorry. Young people. So this team, the Green Bay Packers, community owned and community crazy loved. I mean, really, really loved. They are the winningest team in the history of the NFL, and it's the only, as far as I understand, it's the only professional sports team in the United States that is still community owned. And this, I mean, whether you think you like football or not, when you're in Green Bay, you're absolutely surrounded by it. Sayuri, a pub crawl would be great. Let's just say a quick hello here. Ms. Reed. Now,
hi, everybody.
You're a little cold, but
I am freezing.
But Diane has, look at her earrings today. See, they're Green Bay Packer earrings, and she's got her Green Bay Packer top. Oh, you're not wearing a shirt. Oh, sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, thanks, Annie. Thank you. So, yeah, see, so I don't have one on, so I'm going to go into whatever pub Diane takes me to, and I'm going to go in and say, "Go Dodgers!" No, I'm not. I do, and I would say that I do cheer for them anyway, the Packers. It's the only thing really that I knew about Green Bay, and so the opportunity to come here is just so fantastic. And it is, just some of the generalities. It is as friendly as you think it's going to be. Everyone's nice. Oh, and for lunch, what did I have for lunch for a starter?
Oh, deep fried cheese curds.
Deep fried.
With ranch dressing.
With ranch dressing. So I'm full. So let's turn this around. So this is the second oldest stadium in the NFL. And I guess there's always lies and statistics, right? There's one in Chicago, but it wasn't used continuously. The second oldest is used continuously, but they have won the most Super Bowls, which is a huge deal. 2010 was their last one. When did you... to keep off landscape. Oh, we can walk. We'll walk around. Now they're getting ready. See this? They're getting ready for Halloween, which they take very seriously in this part of the world. But they do quite logically, actually, because of course your colors coincide with the oranges, so it's the right time. I mean, at home, it's already dropping below freezing at night, but that's where I live. Today's ended up being cooler than we expected, but that's just because of this wind. I guess Michigan was under a wind warning yesterday, or a wind alert or something like that. But so I just like to mention, caught up with Terry and Jolene, who spend most of their time camping now all over this state. It is, so just a little reflection on my first time in Wyoming. It is a very, very green state. It calls itself America's Dairyland, and of course it's cheese all over. But it's rolling green hills. It feels, I have to say, very affluent. And I sort of reflect on that a little bit on the back of the fact that I've spent a lot of time in eastern Michigan the last couple of years, where of course you had a real economic collapse and there's a real renewal going on. But here you sort of feel like it's a much more agricultural dominated environment. Look, these are the rings. So there's the 66 Super Bowl, 67, 96, 2010. Now they're sitting on a 2-2 so far, so they really need to win this game. They play 15 home games. Is that correct, Diane? I think that's right. It's 15 home games, so 15 away. So it's only 30 games in a season.
More home games this year than most years.
Is it more? Okay. So I honestly, there's a lot of technicalities. I sent a message to my friend Sue in Michigan, see if her boy could come on, because he's a genuine football expert and he could help me with some of those statistics. But I just thought it's fun to share all of this. So there's Hinterland. These are all brew pubs around here. Titletown. It's the LA Rams. Sorry, I said the Dodgers, Michelle. Yeah, the LA Rams are playing today. I don't tend to play with Rams where I live because they're really big and they have large horns. But I did think, I've got to come and show you around. So when I arrived the other night, taxi picked me up, took me to the wrong hotel, and then he felt so badly that then he came and drove me around the stadium at night, because that's how everyone is like out here. But we'll go and walk around to the front of it. This Quick Trip, by the way, which I knew nothing about. You see they've sponsored the gate. That is the convenience stores out on the highways in Wisconsin. So, go figure, right? By the way, the Lodge Kohler, we had lunch up there at the tavern up on the top floor. So it is, sorry, hi there everyone. It is flat here, but it's not, Brittany, sorry. Brittany March is here, everyone, who is over, well, a few states over from me, but I told her I was going to be doing a tour around here, and she said she'd come in and say hi. So it's a good friend of mine.
Did you want to drive?
No, we'll walk around. That's good. Yeah, Diane was going to drive us around. There's Diane's car, everyone, if you ever need a pickup. So I did ask whether they would fill the stadium for away games to watch it on the big screens, but they don't do that. I see people saying hi. See, this is the fun thing about the Toomey Travel Network. Diane was asking me a bunch of questions when we were having lunch today about, who comes on the different tours around the world. But people start to make these connections. And so Justina's in Liverpool, had dinner with Brittany in June. See how we're all friends? But what I want to do is come and show you the houses across the street. A lot of them apparently sit empty, but are actually rented out to people for coming to the big events at the games here. Like this town, we were down in central Green Bay yesterday, and it was nice. They had their farmers market, which was, well, in an agricultural state. Yeah, I mean, everything was fresh and cheap. And then though we had lunch at the Greasy Burger, A1 Burger, but it was a famous local thing. But right down, you had the whole walkway, and it's literally the whole city embraces this football experience. And you know what? At home, when you're up in Edmonton, everyone talks about the Oilers, right? They live and breathe hockey, Calgary for sure. But the fact that this is community owned and run has created such an identity for the people of Green Bay. So Lambeau was way back, say both a player and a coach. And then the other important name that we see everywhere, don't know if you'll make it out, but it's Lombardi. So he was the coach of the Sixers, who I believe, Diane's the winningest coach in the history of the NFL. I think he won more championships and died way too young. In fact, they often do. Let's keep in mind, and I get this from some of my medical friends, American football is incredibly hard on the body. And what everyone says, they say, oh, they wear pads. Like I grew up with rugby, of course. They'll say, oh, they wear pads. But you take guys who are 300, 350 pounds, banging into each other, at full speed. Just the effect on the head, the heart, the joints. I mean, it's pretty tough. It was incredibly tough. But also, it's a sport where the guys in the front line need to be big. And so they're actually encouraged to become bigger and bigger. And so they carry, sumo, that is a really good way of putting it. It's very much like that sumo tradition as well. Because you're only basically, when you're in the front of the line, your job is to hold the other 350 pound pile of muscle from moving back. That's it, right? So here you've got, there's Lambeau over there. But they've got all these different, now next April, they're having the NFL draft here, which is a huge thing. And for communities like this, it develops a huge amount of business because there will be thousands of people coming here. And of course, if you come here for that sort of thing, well, of course, the money they're spent as they draft the athletes is one thing, but also they come here and spend an enormous amount of money for quite a long time. Women's hockey. Oh, that's a very interesting point. I mean, so many of these sports, my lovely little boy, who's not as little as he used to be, his hockey ended when the first seizure happened. Right? But look at the way they've designed all these little packs to their houses so they can sit and look over and watch the game. Now, I do say I enjoy American football more when I'm watching it with people who are knowledgeable. So that's why Diane and I are going to go to, because they need to explain the stats, right? And it's complicated and the plays are complicated. And of course, it's right down to the last minute when the clock does stop or doesn't stop. And then, there's so many factors to it. There is an American football statue over there. And now that's the Blue Flag Robinson. I don't know what that is. Do you have any idea what that is, Diane?
The only thing I know about Robertson is that it's a company
Oh, it's a car, so it'll be sponsored by a company. I see. Yeah. And so now you've got more painted. In fact, if we drove down the street, we'd be seeing painted fences the whole way along. These stadiums are massive. This one holds 81, nearly 82,000 people. Can you, yeah, Game of Strategy, exactly. And it's, and say the Canadian Football League, and I grew up going to the Stampeders games when I was at University of Calgary. Now we have 3 downs rather than 4, but so many of the big names that you have down in the States here, in their early days played in the Canadian Football League to just kind of get their hands into it. So Doug Flutie, who was famous somewhere, wherever he played down here, he was in Calgary for years, and Warren Moon played up in Edmonton when they kept winning. Now, what Green Bay has in common with Calgary and Edmonton for football is this massive, beautiful, very modern looking stadium, but quite old, 1957. It's open and they get winter here, right? We're not talking about Texas or California or Alabama. And what do they call it? The tundra?
Frozen tundra.
Frozen tundra, that's right. And when they had one storm where it was playing minus 15 Fahrenheit. Oh, nice to see you. Yeah. But yes, it's so there is Earl L. Curly Lambeau right there, player and coach, and then he's looking over, of course, at the other coach with these statues, you know, and they really do. I mean, they take their game seriously. We went inside to their pro shop, which we might try to go in. I'm not sure because you can get up into the atrium area. But there were people they're coming in and getting their photos taken and getting their selfies because, you know, if you're a football person, you're in, I couldn't think of, maybe you know, Diane, or maybe Michelle, you know, where else would be considered as, you know, the Astros, I guess, the Houston Astros, that kind of thing. So there we are. The 9th president of the Packers history played a central role in orchestrating the $295 million Lambeau Field redevelopment. So that was all big. But yeah, there is Vincent Lombardi, who died way too young again, but he was the coach in the 60s. I presume he was a player before that. But yeah, I do encourage all of those really enthusiastic players of football to keep up with the cardio as well, because so often they have heart issues. I just want to go over the other fence there because it looks so nice. But it is, you know, it's a friendly, I guess it feels more like a city than a town, but driving around, it's exactly Midwest. I mean, there's the big boulevards. But we went down to the whole wildlife sanctuary this morning, which was just so much more there than I thought. It was just lovely. Have a look at the little video I just posted of the sand cranes. There's Rolling Deep. And then further down, because there's one about Reed, which I gather is a new player. But yeah, you know, there's been virtually no traffic, and now the traffic's all picking up because everyone's heading to the sports bars to watch the game. So I mean, you couldn't have. Oh, the Cowboys. Sorry, that's right, the Cowboys. Yeah, we were all in school. We were all in love with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, even though I didn't even know what that really meant. You know, one of my good friends I went to university with was a cheerleader for the Calgary Stampeders, and literally she and everybody else was just asked, can anyone come out and dance? Now these people are lining up on the statue here. Goes back, I've forgotten the guy's name. There's one time that after a touchdown, the player jumped over the fence and into the arms of the fans. And it's the idea, of course, that's just embraced by this whole thing, that Green Bay is owned by and for and with their own people, right? The people of this community. So that's pretty cool. And this, as long as we've been here, which we came down about 2 hours ago, we've seen people taking selfies. Do you know what we should maybe do, Diane? Why don't we, should we just, I won't talk. Yeah, we'll cut through the pro shop. I just won't talk, but we'll cut through the pro shop and head up. And of course the handles are American footballs. I mean, of course they are, right? So, all right. Oh, this is great service. Thank you. All right. So here's and the picture I put up. I do have to show them so there's the Wisconsin cheese heads. All right. So, owned by 500. Yes, exactly. See, there's the cheese. Hey, Diane, I'm just showing them the cheese. So there's the cheese over there. And that's what you do in Wisconsin. So I was one time in Louisiana when they were playing. This, by the way, I don't even know what the prices of anything are here, but this is their pro shop. Of course, at the end of the day, it's still a business, but yeah. But you have a lot. So I haven't looked at any of the prices, to be honest, but it is a business. But yeah, I was down in Louisiana, New Orleans, when Green Bay was playing, and you would have thought you were in Green Bay. the entire city of New Orleans was green and gold, which is kind of their... It's also the nickname for Edmonton as well, and for the Edmonton Elks, because they get the same colors. It's this time of year, right? Okay. Yeah, the green and gold. And they're there. So here we are. So we can't actually get in the stadium, but here's the atrium. And, the only... all my stuff, I mean, I've obviously toured the Coliseum in Rome, but I did a tour once of Rogers Place or Sky Dome in Toronto. But this is... a pretty impressive building. And remember, we're in a city of 100,000 people here. And the stadium holds nearly the whole city. If you think about it, 81,000. It's pretty incredible. So we're going to decide which bar we're going to get into. The nerdy side of me, I saw a sign that said Coin Show. And it was down, but it must have closed. We went to look, but the bar was almost full. So this is the great big stadium in here. You can take actually proper tours of the whole thing. So I'm not going to walk all the way over there because I am live streaming. All in the corner there, you can get free donuts. And you have, first of all, you have your deep fried cheese curds. and then a donut. Like if you're going to, it's a heart attack, exactly. So yeah, welcome to Lambeau Field. So it is pretty fun to see it. So it's such a different kind of experience to have a look at through here. That's a good point. It is, so Bert was saying, that the community ownership, I think, is just fabulous. Well, the cheese curds, of course, when you come from Canada, the poutine is cheese curds as well, squeakers. But yeah, I love that idea. And yeah, two teams played in London, and apparently the Packers played in Brazil.
Yes.
Yeah, they played down in Brazil. Sayuri, I don't know if you remember that. Why don't we just go back outside? I don't want to spend, I know they give tours in here and stuff, so I don't know how much they want people in here filming. Although it's, people are all coming and taking selfies and, doing what one does. Yes, deep fried cheese curds. And you have to eat them quickly because they start to get hard and solid again. Now, if you make a real poutine, of course, you put the curds on cold and the gravy warms up. Yeah, a month ago, Sire was just saying. So, isn't it kind of neat? Now, there's other football going on right now. Buffalo and Houston are playing. I cheer for Buffalo, of those two teams.
Okay.
I cheer for all the places that get cold, because even though I'm in shorts and it's a bit of a cool day, now that I brought my windbreaker though, suddenly I'm not cold anymore. Right? Yeah, Diane's got herself a little cold, but she'll warm up when she gets into like her 5th pint of local. And of course, this is Milwaukee, the Brewers. Totally forgot this is, of course, a beer state as well, which is kind of fun. So I know this is a different sort of tour, everyone, but I just wanted to share it. Oh, there it is. Draft Dream on Murphy's Turf. And read all about it. So those are some more of the statements out there. But this is, so just a reflection on broader Wisconsin. We're down southwest of the city center here, but you don't go very far before you suddenly get into really good, productive dairy land. And you see it. They look like dairy farms too, because you see the long silos and exactly what you think. A lot of corn production as well. Yeah, Murphy Turf. That's Paula. Oh, so Jolene sent us a fun one this morning. Said, you're from Wisconsin. It was a whole bunch of things, but one of your friends is Catholic and the other is Lutheran, because you had Irish and Germans who settled here. And then if you get a sunburn and frostbite in the same week, yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
And what was the food one? Oh yeah, brat is not a child, it's a sausage, but that's pretty common worldwide. They're a fun one. Joanne's telling you can't have anything to drink. Okay.
Alrighty.
So powered by Ticketmaster. So I haven't gotten right in the stadium, but if I make it back here, I don't love going to huge sporting events personally. I was saying to Diane, it's not the event, it's actually the lining up to get in and out and everything that I find.
Oh,
yeah. But it's just, I don't enjoy the finding transport and parking and all of that. But these great big, it's pretty massive. And of course, when they're not being used, look how much empty parking there is, because you have to move people around all the way. Oh, you're very welcome. So thank you anyone who's been able to send some support. I promise it'll go to Wisconsin beer, something meaningful. But I don't know if I've got another really good view to offer everyone, but I will say, as we were wandering around town yesterday, everyone who stopped us, we were looking at like the 5th football monument to the Packers yesterday, and there was this guy reading the plaque, and I said to him, I think they like football around here. But then we end up with like a nice 10-minute talk about where are you from and what are you doing, right? So that fun sort of Midwestern way is a really neat thing. So there he is. There's Curly Lambeau. I know you get that, Karen? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for connecting, and we are going to watch the game this afternoon because it just seems like the right thing to do. I mean, I'm literally in the place to do it, and I will. I do wish I was wearing green, but I don't even think I have any green with me. But I do have a Brewers shirt. Anyway, Finn has when Diane was last in Banff, or maybe the time before, she brought Finn a Green Bay shirt, which he wears all the time now. He works out. But there's the big crane up in the distance. You love green. Yeah, it's a lovely color. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming and connecting. If you can make it over, there's Diane there, you see? Hello everyone, a kiss. If you can make it over to Elizabeth's 2.5 hour, that would be wonderful. Oh, there's Sarah. Hey, Dan. Sorry, I didn't know. Everyone, Dan King is here.
Hi, Dan.
Yeah, Dan was actually in Banff just last week, and I was trying to meet up, and they were in 5 minutes, okay, and they were he was going to connect, and then my website got hacked. Between the website getting hacked by Russian gambling things, and then the weirdo trolls sending messages to people, sometimes I think, is social media really worth it? On the other hand, everyone else is worth it. So listen, but do check in. If it's just in a couple of minutes, check in with my dear friend Elizabeth. That'll be on her YouTube channel, but it'll be in the subscriber group. So I'll let everyone go so you can catch up with Elizabeth. So peace and love.
Bye, everybody.
Take care. I'm flying home tomorrow, everyone. And then on the 13th, I'm off to Hong Kong. So lots going on. Hey, big hugs all around. And good to see you, Dan. Nice to see you, pal. All right. Take care, everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.